10 seconds. Ready, 6 sound on tape and 8 natural, both Elisa and Lydia.
4, 3, 2,
Stand by.
1.
Track 6, take 6 on tape.
Dedicated, determined,
Okay, 8 natural
dependable.
next.
This
Elisa and Lydia.
is News 10 ABC at
Mike them,
4.
track 8.
Breaking news in
And
a
they're up
deadly
on
shooting
2.
in Schenectady.
Supers in.
Good afternoon. I'm Elisa Streeter.
And I'm Lydia
Banners
Colbita.
in.
Schenectady police say they have the man
6
responsible
natural
for a
next.
shooting
Keeping the super
that
in.
led to a man's death yesterday in the Mount Pleasant
Take 6
neighborhood.
natural.
24-year-old William Riddick
Okay, we
was
got 8
found dead
natural
around
again,
midnight
developing
yesterday
news of
near
both
Woolsey
Elisa and
Street,
Lydia
where he
continuing.
had plowed through a fence by the Mount Pleasant Middle School fields. Schenectady police are releasing no information on the suspect, only to say that person is being held on charges now unrelated to the shooting. We'll bring you more information
Track
on
8,
this breaking
natural.
news as we get it.
Take 8.
And we're following developing
And they're
news
up on
right
2.
now, as well as
Banners
a
in.
shooting at a children's hospital in Wisconsin. A
natural,
man
keeping
was
the
shot
banner
at a
in.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin area hospital after police learned that this man had a gun and was visiting the neonatal unit. They say they found him with a baby in his arms.
Now, that shooting sent the hospital into lockdown for
Take 6
hours.
natural.
The Milwaukee County Sheriff says officers
Okay,
were
we're at
called to the
camera 2,
Wisconsin
2
Children's
shot.
Hospital around noon, learned the
They will
man
be tossing to round
wanted
1.
was a felon in possession of a firearm, was visiting the neonatal unit. So when they went to the 7th floor of the neonatal intensive care unit,
Lydia's
they
gonna
approached
read
the man
over video.
who did put the baby down immediately and then ran.
Police say the man then produced a gun, turned around several times, but police won't say whether he fired any shots. The suspect was wounded
Camera
in the
2.
wrist and
Mike
is being
Elise as well.
treated right now.
Take 2, names
Also
in.
today, we're learning
8
more about the
natural next.
FBI
It's gonna be a
investigation
top
into
story
a
vibe
suspect
going to
accused of
Rem 1,
forcibly
Jennifer Lee.
touching a female jogger near a Hoffman's car wash in North Greenbush.
That man was arrested last night. News 10 ABC told you
Track
the
8
FBI's
natural.
Violent Crime Against Children's Task Force was getting involved.
Take 8.
It is our top local story. News 10 ABC's Jennifer Lee live now at North Greenbush Police Department
Rem 1.
with more on why. Jennifer?
Take round 1, Jennifer. Supers in.
Officials say Bargy posted bail of $2,000
Okay, got
and
package
is set
coming
to
up in
appear
6
before a
sound
judge
full.
on Tuesday night. Now, police say the man confessed to the crime when he was brought into this police station for questioning. And what he said during that interview, the chief says now the FBI's task force is getting involved.
Take 6 sound full.
Police say it all happened on Tuesday in broad daylight on the busy road of State Route
TRT,
150 in North
56
Greenbush.
seconds.
A
Out
female
cue when we
jogger
did.
told police
Back
that a
out to
man
round
came
1,
up from
Jennifer Lee.
behind and attacked her. Authorities say it was this man, 36-year-old
Supers
Bruce
at
Bargy of
43.
West Sand Lake, who was arrested and charged with forcibly touching, which is a Class A misdemeanor. The North Greenbush Police Chief tells News 10 ABC that a truck driver spotted Bargy, who fit the description on that same road the female jogger was attacked. Police brought Bargy in for questioning, and that's when officials say the suspect confessed to the crime. And not only that, investigators gathered information from Bargy that led the North Greenbush Police to call the FBI's Violent Crime Against
Ready at
Children,
super at
or
43.
VCAC, task force.
He told our investigators that he had
Supers in.
urges that he had wanted to do this.
When we did. Ready,
previous to
Rem 1,
this
Jennifer
incident.
Lee.
So I think it's just it's a good thing that we encountered him when we did.
Mike, Rem 1.
Now officials were able to get a search
Okay, we
warrant
got
and
Lydia
property was
next.
taken from Bargy's home. The police chief here could not tell me what was taken though, but he does tell me this is a separate investigation from what Bargy was charged with last night. Live in North Greenbush, I'm
Lydia.
Jennifer Lee for News 10 ABC.
Take Lydia.
Thank you, Jennifer. A Vermont mother is accused of tampering with her son's attention deficit disorder medication
7 natural next.
in an effort, police say, to frame her ex's new wife.
Take 7.
Vermont State Police say
Okay, our wife is
32-year-old
6
Christy
natural next.
Prouty
Lydia will
lied
continue.
when she told police someone had tampered with her 6-year-old's prescription. School nurse had also found that 6 pills were missing from the boy's bottle and that the remaining pills appear to have been tampered with. This was discovered, police say, only after the child had received a dose of the medication. State police say their lab found the pills had been replaced with powdered sugar or the mood-elevating drug Prozac. Police allege that Prouty took the ADD medication herself
Ray White
and
to
tried
6
to pin the
natural.
alleged crime on her son's new stepmother.
Wipe and Lydia continues.
Charges against the Saratoga County mother
next is
who
camera 1, Elisa
hired
Center.
strippers for her son's 16th birthday party will be dropped if she completes 50 hours of community service and stays out of trouble for 6 months. Judy Vigor of Gansford agreed to the deal that could lead to dismissal of the 5 misdemeanor counts of endangering the welfare of a child. Vigor's lawyer had said she thought they'd only perform singing bikini grams and was trying to
Go ahead,
stop
Mike, Elisa.
them
Ready,
when
1.
things got out of hand.
Take 1, Elisa.
The mother of one of
Okay, we
Gary
got
Waite's
7
other
silent
children
next.
took the stand today in the Glens Falls man's trial for the murder of his 15-month-old son.
Take 7.
Patricia Baker
Okay, we
testified
have
today
8
that Waite
natural
told her
next.
Jesse
Continuing
fell off
coverage.
the
Elisa
couch and
continues.
bumped his head.
Elisa will
A
also be
story
tossing
Waite's
to
defense
round 10,
attorney
Amy
says his
Cutler.
client has been telling from the start. Baker told the court she doesn't believe the child's injuries could have been caused by that kind of fall. 29-year-old Waite is accused of throwing Jesse Smith to the ground because he would not stop crying in February of 2012. The emergency room doctor who examined Jesse also took the stand today. More on his testimony on
Track
NEWS10
8.
ABC at 5:30.
Take 8.
Continuing coverage now in the
Lisa
negotiations
continues.
going on this week as a local union
Okay,
tries
8
to
natural
keep
again,
200
live up,
GE
going to
jobs
Rem 10,
in Fort
Amy
Edward.
Cutler.
Union reps say they're looking everywhere, including to the governor's office
Track
for help.
8 natural.
But they are not getting any.
Take 8.
NEWS10 ABC's Amy Cutler continues our coverage
Mike
now
Rem
live
10.
from GE
Ready,
and
take
Fort
Amy
Edward.
with super.
Amy.
Take Amy. She's up.
Elisa, in a bout
Okay, we got
face from the
package 6
governor's
sound
office,
full.
I just got off the phone with the union, and they tell me in the last few minutes they've received a call from the governor's office and even the lieutenant governor himself pledging their assistance. And the timing could not be more important. That's because the deadline remains Sunday at 11:59 p.m.
Take 6 sound full.
For a third day, UE Local 332, which represents the 200 workers at General Electric's Fort Edward plant and the company, were
According to
back
my
at the
counter, there's
table,
about 40 seconds
negotiating
left.
a deal
Back
to
out to
keep the
Rem
plant
10, Amy
open.
Cutler.
Back in September, GE said it planned to close that facility and move down to Florida. But as part of the union contract, agreed to negotiate, saying they would make a final decision
heads up,
November
Vanessa. John is
17th.
at the
The union
explainer.
says it developed a proposal to address the concerns of the company, mainly the profitability of the plant, calling for
to my
$25 million
counter, 20
in
seconds left.
public funding to upgrade the technology. I spoke to you Tuesday. Have things changed at all, or do you remain cautiously optimistic as you said that a deal can be reached?
10 seconds left.
Ike, whenever you go into this, you have to remain cautiously optimistic.
Oh, we got to keep hope. I
5.
mean, we're in there talking with the company. There's still a chance that we can save this.
Mike Rem 10. Amy Cutler's up. Super's in.
That $25 million in public financing remains the tricky part. The union still
Okay,
says
Lydia,
it
next,
does
the
not
bash
know
shot.
where it would get that money from. But again, in the last few minutes, the lieutenant governor has reached out to the union. We're going to take a closer look on what that
Stand
could
by.
mean coming up live at 5 o'clock. For now, we are live in Fort Edward. I'm Amy
Mike,
Cutler
Lydia.
for News 10 ABC.
Take Lydia.
Thank you, Amy. Troy streets have reopened after an
Okay, we got
underground
7
fire
silent for
displaced
a
a
map.
manhole this morning. Happened shortly before
Back on
noon on
silent.
Broadway, and police shut down Broadway between 4th Street and 5th Avenue for a time. Nearby buildings, including
6
a
natural.
post office, were evacuated. Officials believe this all
Elisa's
happened
next.
because a water main
Elisa will
broke,
be tossing
hit
to
an
John Gray at
electrical
the
wire,
explainer.
which then caused the pressure, forcing the manhole cover to pop. No one was hurt, and there was no damage done
Mike
above
Elisa.
ground.
Take Elisa.
It's hard to imagine,
Okay,
but
John
domestic
Gray
violence
next.
is responsible for more injuries to
You will have
women
7 rolling
than
in the
rapes,
explainer
muggings,
monitor.
and car accidents combined. And the scars on the inside and out can last a lifetime. Tonight at 5, John Gray will introduce us to a woman who survived domestic violence and the local
Go on,
doctor
Mike. John.
who helped her. He is here with a preview now, John.
Take John.
Well, Lisa, I've wanted to do this story for years, but I simply couldn't find a victim willing
we
to go
got
on
6
camera
natural
and
next.
talk about
John
what she's been
continues.
through. Then I met Patty Monahan.
Take it.
Patty's incredibly brave. She survived a
keep
beating
the
that
nets
nearly
just a little
killed
bit
her.
down.
Relocated from out west to our
Back out to
area
John
and
the
met
explainer
Dr.
with
Ed
7
Williams,
rolling.
a
Go
plastic
with his name,
surgeon.
Super.
Dr. Williams runs a program where
After
he
John,
and his
we'll have
staff
Lydia.
will fix the faces of domestic violence victims free of charge. We're going to show you what he did to help Patty feel better about herself every time
Take
she
John
looked
with
in the
Super.
mirror. We're also going to hear from both
Lydia
of them about
box
what
next.
fixing sometimes what we
Lydia
see
will
on the
toss to Steve
outside
Caparizzo.
can have a big impact on what's going on
Stretch
the
for what if
inside
we could.
too. It's a long process to recover from that. Patty's a brave woman
Steve,
who's
you're
been through a
next.
lot. She survived, and she is talking because she wants to help out other victims. I'm sure you're going to want to meet her. That's coming up tonight at 5.
Mike Lydia.
Sounds like a remarkable story, John. Can't wait to meet her, and she probably will help others come forward too.
Steve
Let's
Caparizzo
check in
next,
now
the
with
Weather
Chief
Center.
Meteorologist Steve Caparizzo for our Storm Tracker
Mike,
update.
Steve. Take Steve.
You know, today, let's face it, a
Super's
little
in.
bonus
Ready
day.
weather
It
graphics
actually
next.
warmed up very quickly today. Something interesting happened. You know that wind we had that was blowing fairly strong earlier today? Well, it came down over the Catskill Mountains, and we call it almost like a Chinook wind. It warmed as it dropped down into the Hudson Valley. The end result for us, we broke 50. Let's check the current conditions.
Heads
we
up,
hit
Vanessa, the
52. We're
first and
now
third
at
elements in the
49.
T's are sots.
The winds have turned more into the south, but when they were west-southwest for a time, we really did warm up nicely.
First sot will be
hey,
at
there's
6.
still snow up in Old
The
Forge.
second
Here's the
sot will
town
also
beach
be at
on
6
their
as well.
webcam, and there's some ice forming on the lake as well. Tonight it's going to be in the mid to upper 20s from Saratoga to Hudson, 27 at Kingston. Mid-20s, Glens Falls, a low tonight of 23 at Speculator. Upper 20s in Schoharie, 25 at East Jewett for a low tonight. And out in the Berkshires, mid-20s, Manchester to North Adams, about 23 at Austerlitz, and skies will be mostly clear. So good night tonight, tomorrow. In fact, the next 2 days, low to mid-50s, a lot of sunshine. some fairly mild weather. We'll have
Dissolving
much
cap.
more on the
Ready,
forecast
Lisa
coming up
Lydia.
later
Mike,
in the
Lisa Lydia,
newscast.
take it.
Lisa?
Thank you, Steve. Well, good news for
6
those who
sound
lost
tape
health
next.
coverage thanks to Obamacare. The president says
Track
you'll
6.
get that coverage back.
Take 6.
That's on me. I mean,
6 seconds.
we
Healthcare's
fumbled
the
the
LQ.
rollout on this healthcare law.
Mike 'em.
Why the president says he's
Grade
taking
7
the
after
blame
next.
for the problems with the rollout.
Wiping.
Then Toronto's crack-smoking
6
mayor
sound on
says
tape
he's
next.
not going anywhere. Why he's refusing to step down even after more new startling revelations. Plus,
6 out.
Saving his life. He's here today. He has a second chance.
Mike them.
so you can hear an emotional mother
for the
grateful
swoosh next.
after her child's principal jumped into action to save the boy's life. Wait until you hear how a matter of days could have been a matter of life and death. You're watching News 10 ABC at 4.
8 up. And Rory Breakdown.